Hey guys, this is Shaft of the Clan Eat Casting crew. With me tonight is Runamuck from the 9th Legion, representing that big old island down there in the southern hemisphere, Australia. How's it going down under, mate?
It's fantastic, man. Good to hear back from you.
Cool. Yeah, man, glad to hear it. Well, we are going to be looking at a Protoss versus Terran tonight here on the bottom left-hand side of Newkirk Precinct. It is the red Protoss XionS. And here on the bottom right-hand side, we've got the blue Terran player, Korlith. And Korlith's actually known for doing some really wonky style strategies. So what I'm curious to know here is, you know, the Terran versus Protoss metagame. What is it right now? And, you know, while we're looking at what Korlith does, what benchmarks are we going to be comparing that to?
It's still, we're looking at a very bio-focused play, but that's not to say that people can't change it up and go for some mech. I definitely seen in WCS qualifiers some Terran players using mech a lot more now just because the added potential of the Hellbats. They soak up so much charge lot damage, so the composition of mech is definitely stronger. That being said, Hellbats have now started being introduced a lot more into the biocentric play we see coming out from Terran players.
Absolutely. Now, guys, I do want to apologize just for a second because it looks like our video system was messing up there. OBS just got an update to the game capture, and that looks like it's glitching. Hopefully things are cleared up now. Now, we are having a gas come out as well as a barracks for Korlith. Is this part of that standard Terran vs. Protoss metagame? Has anything deviated just yet?
Well, in Heart of the Swarm, we get this beautiful new upgrade to the Reaper, allowing it to passively regen whilst out of combat. It's also got a speed boost, so it adds to potential of being a fantastic scouting unit such early in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Korlith here follow up after this initial Marine with going for a faster Reaper. He's still going to be doing an SCV scout by the looks of it, so that's doesn't really change too much, but we are moving forward in the game. What I want to see come out of Korlith is this unique style that you've mentioned at the beginning of the cast.
Yeah, he just does things that are not your standard everyday stuff. Now, XionS going ahead and dropping a pylon. Looks like he's going to be doing a little bit of proxy later on. Cybercore finishing up now, and Korlith actually getting the scout off on that. Let's move right on over here to the ramp. What are we seeing here? Okay, so yeah, factory coming out.
Ah, this is interesting deviation. So he's looking to go for a faster factory. It doesn't look like he wants to be building...
Hold that thought. We've got a proxy Stargate, my friend.
Ooh, XionS, you cheeky bugger, you.
Oh my god! Korlith's gonna see it! Wow, what could he be thinking right now?
He's completely found this out. I think he's going to shut this down, or is he just going to leave it there? No, obviously. You're going to turn around, you're going to focus fire down these pylons. Good work here. He did try and scout out for this probe, but now it's coming up. Is he paying attention? Yes, he is. Oh, he gets a nice shot off on that. That's fantastic. But is that going to be enough to cancel it? It should be, and I think this Stargate play is being completely shut down here.
Well, there's a Stalker coming in to support the pylon, it looks like. Oh my god, yeah, he probably just wants to cancel the pylon. But the thing is, if he cancels that pylon, he's kind of dead. Like, this is donezo.
Yeah, this is going to set XionS super far back. Now, the Stalker might be able to do some nice damage here. He's already cleaned up one Marine. Could be looking to take out this additional 3, but with some good kiting, he actually hasn't... Oh, I've taken some small hull damage here, but now he's getting wedged in between Marines.
Well, it looks like he's going to get that Stalker away, get it back home, but the fact is... Oh my god, he's building more pylons! What the hell is going on here?
Alright, so there's playing a Widow Mine here, so this is kind of just a bit of an insurance policy, because he's saying, well, if you're that committed to getting this Oracle out of here, I'm going to insta-kill it with this Widow Mine. Stalker now coming back to try and fend off as much as it can, but Oh, it's so close.
Yeah, that Oracle is going to go ahead and pop out, but by hugging the Marines there... Oh, wow! The Oracle...
Alright.
Dude, this is a jokes game, apparently. Now, guys, this is not like... You know, these guys are bad. XionS is a GM. Korlith is a Masters player. This is happening on the North American server, so... This is just some uber high level cheese. We finally get XionS going ahead and expanding the Stargate, getting powered down now. Wow.
Yeah, XionS still in this game, definitely. It does look like Korlith is putting some additional Vikings, which is really odd. I would like him to see transition into Marine Medivac, paired up with the stim and combat shields and stuff like that. He could push a really hard timing back against XionS, who, for all intensive purposes, is going to be a lot weaker now going into the mid-game. He's not going to have any AoE. He's going to be relying heavily on gateway, I suppose, gateway pressure to kind of fend off any attacks, but gateway units don't fend very well versus the combination of bio with Medivac support.
That is actually very, very true. However, we've got a small contingency of Marines going here with some biomine support, and I think he's just going to make sure that there's no third here with this kind of units. Finally, we got the Stargate with no shield, so that's going to be cleaned up very quickly. Orbital command finally getting taken here around 9 minutes. It's interesting that XionS was able to get his expansion up and functional before Korlith. Do you think that's going to play any major role in this game?
It shouldn't make a massive difference. What really concerned me was he was continuously building out Vikings when he'd already shut down Stargate play. That's money and minerals invested that he's not going to see very much profit. Like it'll help him more mid-game when things like Colossus and things that come out, but he could be pushing an advantage right now with the Marines and these mines.
Do you think it's intended to shut down that mothership core?
Well, he's not aggressively moving out with the Vikings. The mothership core are going to sit here and play passive with Photon overcharged, what it looks like, and he's going to get some nice mine drops, perhaps.
Ooh. And yeah, actually going ahead, forcing out some force fields. If the mines go ahead and... Oh, he's just zoning out the Protoss inside the Protoss's base now, forcing the Widow mines to go ahead and target down Protoss units. Protoss has no way of detecting this.
Oh yeah, he's got his first ob out, actually. He sees the Widow mines, they are on cooldown, so he will pick them off.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Didn't even see that Observer out. Oh my god. So... Well, I guess the Terran really had no idea to know that there was an Observer out, so it was a good gamble, but yeah, he went ahead and had that. Now, there's another Observer. Oh my god.
He has done some nice damage. Both players kind of evening up now. Third CC underway here for Korlith, so might just see this transition into a pretty mid-late game composition. First Colossus is underway, Thermal Lance being upgraded. He's still kind of currently sitting on 3 gates.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't imagine him putting on too much pressure, but he's going to at least get out here, poke, take some map vision at least, so that's going to probably rest assure him that no more continuous attacks are going to be coming his way. He's actually got fantastic observer coverage throughout the Terran's base, which is probably going to be one of the bigger highlights of where XionS is going to move into the mid-game.
Yeah, Viking actually go ahead and gets targeted down as well. So Korlith is actually just camping here on top of this ramp. XionS looks like he's going to try to apply some pressure. He's actually got this pylon going ahead proxying in. What's he going to warp in, though? That really becomes a question. The Colossi are finishing up their Thermal Lance upgrades as well, and we've got the Twilight Council starting up too. It's interesting to see this transitioning into a later game stages, as this did begin with a proxy Stargate that failed miserably.
Yeah, super aggressive by XionS here, but yeah, he's managed to hold it. There was no huge counterattack or big timing that kind of came out of Korlith here, so does look like he wants to take this to late game. Concussive shells +1 about to finish up, so not too bad. We've only got one forge here for XionS as well, so he's not looking to go too crazy on the upgrades.
Yeah, it looks like this is actually going to settle into a very passive mid game. I'm just curious what this pylon is all about. Is
Bit of a defensive warp-in pylon, perhaps, in case he got really pushed against, or maybe for a bit of a counter-attack, but XionS has got to know he can't put on too much aggression. He is significantly weaker at the moment. He's got a nice Colossus count. His gateway army's starting to build up. He's going up to 7 gates. He's taking a third now, so he's still going to be playing passive, because drops are going to be an essential part of Korlith's mid-late game to try and deal damage back to XionS.
Now that you mentioned that, actually the drops are going ahead picking up and actually going ahead right on into the main here. XionS actually does not have anything in the main that would be able to stop these drops either, as all the stalkers are forward on the map, so this is going to do a huge amount of damage.
Alright, charge now just finishing up. We're looking to get his +1 weapons. It's not doing too bad, but we are still about 60 seconds away from its completion. Adding on more additional gateways. Wow. I can't imagine him keeping up with the Colossus count. This looks like it's going to be one of those builds where Colossus are there to deal the brunt damage for the first big engagement, and then he's going to transition really heavily into Archon.
Definitely possible, definitely. Now the Marauders going ahead targeting down pylons. These pylons, of course, the supply for Protoss. So if he can kill off enough of them, he's just going to completely supply cap. Not to mention the fact that these pylons could be powering something. So if he can actually kill off, there's what, 6 pylons here powering the bulk of these gateways?
Loses their money back for free there as these stalkers on the hunt. Link
Ouch.
being close to being finished researching as well, so that's going to allow him to at least catch medivacs if Korlith does decide to overextend with them. He's now pushing out with a nice contingent of army through the middle of the map, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Not with 4 Colossus on the field, no way.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. So it's now 3 base against 3 bases. Dude, this is turning into the craziest game ever, but it's still like your standard compositions. That's the thing. There's just some really weird decisions being made at this point.
Ooh, okay, I like this. A lot of hallucinated Colossus. They're actually going to come out in front here. It does look like he wants to try and circle as much of the damage from the Vikings that Korlith has decided to pull or invest money into. Colossus need to be on a better angle at the moment, but he will fend this back, so it's going to be nice. Going to keep continuing to secure his third base.
What is this battles report at this point, man? Well, who's in the lead here?
I would say Korlith is going into this late game with an upgrade advantage. He's not going to be doing too bad. He will get his 4th up a little bit. Oh no. XionS actually taking a little bit more of a greedier 4th. A lot more exposed than that one that's tucked over here and has the destructible rocks that you need to clear out.
But interesting, Korlith has actually got a Widow Mine completely blocking XionS's, I don't know, top left, what, 10 o'clock position?
Yeah, Widow Mines are fantastic for doing things like that. I will often try and annoy my opponents with Widow Mines doing the exact same strategy.
But would it not be better to have it tucked in the mineral line, where, you know, it's going to be able to kill off anything clumped up as far as probes are concerned?
If you can outright delay an expansion, I would say that merits it way more valuable than leaving it in the mineral line and potentially picking off probes. The moment he starts mining now, it cleans out maybe 2 or 3 probes, he'll just go there and instantly kill it, as opposed to the economic damage of just trying to take a free base.
Hey, fair enough, man. I'd put birdlings at all my opponent's bases, so you don't have to tell me twice.
Very smart, man, very smart. Alright, what do we have here? +3/3 now going down here for Korlith. A DT shrine is actually underway here for XionS, so this could be interesting.
Well, you mentioned Archons being a viable option earlier, so seems like DTs are a good way to get into that in the Heart of Swarm. Now, we do have an engagement here in the middle, but XionS going ahead being forced to push, to retreat back here to his 4th base with some cannon support, and he's building a 5th base as well. Wow.
He's playing super greedy. Korlith actually does scout this with the Marine, but we've got a big engagement going down. Tons of Vikings dropping some huge volleys on top of these Colossus. Actually, wow, he's cleaning them quite immaculately. Nice storms go down. We do see a bunch of Archons being morphed in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Korlith's going to be able to push through this. There's just no AoE here for the Protoss player.
No, absolutely not. And AoE is really the only option for Bio. High Templar do really well, Colossi do really well, but when you have this many Vikings on the field, Colossi just don't really stand a chance.
Yeah, this is also to add with the big upgrade advantage Korlith has now going into the mid-late game. He's actually on 2-2 versus the +2 weapons for his opponent, so XionS is really starting to show us what happens when Proxy Oracle builds do fail.
Absolutely. Not to mention there are 3 upgrades on the way. 3 attack actually about to finish for her Terran. Not to mention these greedy 3rd and 4th bases you kept mentioning. Just setting the minerals back for a Protoss. Protoss actually about to lose quite a lot of probes. Not to mention this 4th base as well. So he's actually locked into 3 bases that he's got right now.
It does look like XionS's late game isn't his biggest strength. It does look like he relies a lot on the heavy aggression early game and really shutting down his opponent and catching a massive lead that way. But Korlith, he's held in there. He slapped away the aggression early. He's macroed out pretty immensely. He's got his 3-3, he's got his upgrades, and he's got a significant advantage.
Absolutely. We've even got ship weapons level 2 on the way, so he plans to be killing off Colossi for quite a while. But we've got 4 High Templar being warped in now, so, well, and a Robo facility. So, looks like XionS is going to go ahead for both forms of AoE, both the High Templar and the Colossi.
You really need that to deal with bio-centric plays.
Absolutely.
Cannot stress that enough.
And the 4th base with the destructible rocks actually finally being taken, as you mentioned earlier. But will it be enough? Korlith moving out with a nice little push, and is he? Well, he's sending a medevac over here to the 4th base, but it's not going to be a drop.
Yeah, this looks like a bit more of a scouting medevac, utilizing. Oh, do we have a nuke? We have a nuclear launch right in the center of the map here. But
nuclear launch detected. And it's actually retracted just in the nick of time, but he is using that to zone his opponent.
Yeah, this was fantastic. Oh, big storm going down, putting a lot of the units actually in the red. I don't think Korlith should continue to engage here. He needs to heal up.
Wow.
Gonna force it. Oh, money EMPs going down on that army.
Very
does
nice.
Like XionS not paying too much attention. They even loses the mothership core. Big battle engagements, not doing XionS any favors. Korlith continuing to push his advantage. He's now got a bit of a bank, which is a bit confusing. Probably could add down some additional racks to really power through his opponent, but XionS playing so safe at the moment, and he has to. He's so behind.
Yeah, dude. XionS is definitely doing a good job staying in this game, but it's kind of starting to turn against him in a lot of ways. Actually, it looks like Korlith still blocking the space with a Widow Mine. XionS, of course, obviously tried to take it, but the probe was killed off by that Widow Mine.
Alright, I like where this is going. We have 4 nuclear silos underway, or ghost academies as they're called in StarCraft 2. But with 4 additional nukes, can you imagine the zoning potential? It's like Protoss will never be able to engage at you ever again. You've got EMPs, you've got long-range Vikings. He's sniping a lot of units here, actually, but if you move out, you're going to get hit by 500 damage worth of AoE coming from the nuclear warhead, and that's going to be massive.
Did I mention that Korlith is just some, like, mutually assured destruction crazy-ass mofo?
No, but that would have been helpful. Now I realize what's going on. This guy's insane!
Indeed, sir. So we've got a nice little scan. He's still checking out, just wondering what the hell is going on at this fourth base. Now there is a major engagement here, but Korlith deciding, he doesn't want to engage just head on yet. Probably waiting for those 4 nukes.
Ooh.
Nuclear launch detected. And it looks like he's moving most of his Colossi right on over, but has he noticed? Oh my god. Nuclear launch actually canceled there. Okay, so the Colossi. Oh, XionS.
But it just doesn't matter. XionS was defeated. He's left the game. Korlith taking this quite convincingly, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, dude. Guy is sick nasty. Sick nasty. So I basically have one thing to say to sum this up. This game can be summed up with 2 things. 1, failed Stargate proxy. 2, nuclear launch detected. Run Amok, I thank you for joining us tonight, dude. What do you think really won this game for Korlith?
It would have had to be the upgrade advantage he took when taking a massive engagement versus XionS here. Those upgrades really allowed his bio to be a little bit more durable, they had a lot more DPS, and XionS wasn't prepared for it. Maybe he forgot to build double forge. Maybe
he was gas-starved all game from that rush to Stargate, too.
Very true. He did try and tech the Templar. I feel that was a little bit greedier. Personal preference, I don't play Protoss, but from what I can gather from this replay, it's definitely not... He kind of banked all his money in the one basket. He went for a lot of units, but he didn't have the upgrades to make them more durable. He got a lot of Colossus, that was fine, but the Colossus need those upgrades to be even more effective. It allows them to get more volleys off, more volleys do more damage, and he tried to go for Storm, and his Templar control wasn't at the highest, so it allowed Korlith to get the EMPs off. It was less AoE damage onto his bio army, and then he kind of just started a steamroll effect where he just kept moving forward, pushing through his army, and yeah, with that, he got victory.
Absolutely, dude. Well, I thank you for joining us. This is Shaft and Run Amok signing off, but before we go, is there a website or anything people can check out to find out more about the 9th Legion?
Yeah, you guys can definitely check us out. We're at www.ixlegion.net. We also have a Facebook page. You can search us up on 9th Legion Gaming. And feel free to possibly follow me on Twitter. I'm at IXLRunAmok. And thank you, Shah, for having me here tonight.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Well, guys, please, if you like games like this, hit subscribe and like here on YouTube. And if you don't, then don't leave us any flaming comments, please, because, StarCraft is a nice and gentle place with unicorns. Bye-bye, guys. It's been Shaft, signing